All right. Sorry I coughed, but just the way it goes. We are live here. I asked Joe if he wanted to be part of the show, and he has not shown up. Can't find out where he is. He might be out working out or doing something else. So it's just me here by my lonesome talking about the leftists on Twitter and their behavior. I get into these arguments. Not really. He doesn't necessarily notice me. I think he might find me amusing. But he's a guy named Luke Zaleski, and they say he's a paid shill, but I think he's just more of an egocentric. Just an egocentric buffoon who thinks his caca does not stink. And there's a thing on Twitter on Tucker Carlson talking about the systematic racism in the United States against whites. Everyone knows it. Nobody says it. And how come? And Luke says there's nothing anyone can say or do to confront this level of gaslighting. Nothing. That's the loop we're in. The gaslighting paradox of pretending Elon is the savior of free speech and journalism and the victim of malign woke forces on his own personal social media platform. Well, I just said once again, Luke, most folks on this platform are not buying what you're selling. You're a typical egocentric leftist who seems to have a God complex. Give it up. Most people on this platform despise you, despise the like of you. They despise you for good reason. I got about 5 likes. And again, some would say it's about money. I believe that most leftists primarily act out of ego. Tim Wise is a perfect example of that. When I was Mr. Midnight Movie, I asked the man about white South Africans being murdered, and he said it was a terrible situation. But he said, of course, it wasn't as bad as apartheid. Yada, yada, yada. Okay. At least he showed some compassion. About, I think 4 years later, when Trump becomes president and he wants to look into this issue, then all of a sudden it's a white supremacist dog whistle. And the ADL says the same thing. It's a white supremacist, quote unquote, dog whistle. When did this chain of tune happen? Again, because these people are egocentrically motivated by their views. And when their views are proven wrong, they cannot handle it. So they have to go into, basically, the people who are complaining about it or saying anything about it, they have to defame them, and they have to call them names, because they don't go into the argument. They primarily go into the person and the motivations behind it. And that's kind of what they do. And that's how they behave. They act like you're not in good faith. And they make these accusations without any pushback because they control much of the mainstream media along with social media until Elon came along. And I thank Mr. Elon for all of that. And again, the thing that we should do with these people is boycott them. And this can be effective if done strategically. Go to other sources, find other businesses that are not as egregious as some of these others are. And then litigation. If they break the law, sue the pants off them. Anyway, this has been Brian with Transparency and Merit. Like, subscribe, leave a comment down below, and thank you for listening. Those few 5 to 7 folks that listen to me.